recording. We should be live.
Are you sure we're live?
Well, there's like a delay. But
hasn't updated yet.
Okay, let's just hit.
There we go.
Oh, okay. There we are.
What is this ad doing on my screen?
Well, are you not a subscriber?
Oh, it ended last night. That's why.
Well,
just sub again.
Well, you don't have it like continuing on its own?
Not for Twitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember to open.
That's probably for the best, because sometimes I've had like subscriptions to Twitch channels that like I just keep forgetting to turn off, and finally I'm like, I don't even watch these two channels anymore. I just need to need to drop those like a hot sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's been 12 months, y'all.
Wow. Congratulations. I didn't mean that in like a sassy way either. Oh man.
This is great.
Great. It's gonna be a super fun night. Let me go into mod view, because why not? It's gonna say we're playing Kier's Lament. I can't fix it.
It's okay.
It's fine. We're playing Kier's Lament, except it's not.
Right.
Deal with
it. I gotta fix one thing over here, and then we can get started. Sorry.
Just
how is chat doing? How are you guys doing?
Steph, did you get that question?
Yes, I did. Yeah, the Nova question? Absolutely.
Yes, I just
Absolutely.
Saw it. Yes. So I tried 3 or 4 times to put Nova to bed because it's past her bedtime.
Yeah.
And she was like, no. Kept scratching. Like I have to like lift her up and like turn her this way to put her in on her bed. And then she kept like backing up, turning around, and then snuggling up to my neck. And I was like, girl, I've got shit to do. No, you don't. Like, okay.
We have some things happening.
Let you stay up late tonight. This is the weirdest trend right now. I don't know what's happening.
The grandma stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I love being in the loft, but it means like all of the other tech in the house is not upstairs with me. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Also, River's sleeping right there.
Aww. Got all the animals.
Hey, Danny. Welcome. If you have any questions, put them in chat.
Yeah. Oh, my dog followed me upstairs. Come on. It's your bedtime. It's your bedtime, you old lady. Go to bed.
What are perfect things to have near? Tech, bathroom, kitchen, other people. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah. Yeah. This house is obnoxiously large for 2 people, so
I would put animals and then other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Pets might be 1.5. There you go.
Yes, that's better.
There you go.
Whether or not that's your choice. My dog has the entire house to her, her run. We've let her be everywhere, and she chooses to be,
right there.
Of course. Yeah.
My cat sometimes chooses me.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Unless it's outdoors, then she'll choose outdoors every time over us.
Oh, very nice. Did she bring your presents?
Oh my god, you have no idea. Lizards all the time. I don't know how many poor lizards in our garden have missing tails.
Don't listen to her.
That's the point of the tail coming off, is because they can grow them back so they can get away.
Yeah, it doesn't happen like that with beardies.
Oh, well. Look, she's a dachshund. She's meant to kill badgers, so.
I know.
Stream is over. Sorry.
I wish I had a removable tail, when that came off when I was in a scrape.
Right?
That'd be great.
Oh my
That'd be great.
gosh. My bar fighting skills would go from like a, like
Yeah.
a 7 to an 11.
Yeah. Like it would happen and you would just be able to just run away and just leave it behind and grow another one.
Right? Like throw your tail in between you and
Yeah. Yeah.
Never talk to each other again. This is what you signed up for on Ladies' Night.
Yes, this is. I'm so sorry.
Oh man. And Steph, if we're desperate for questions, I think I left Tasha's and my everyone questions from 2 weeks ago up in the top of Discord.
That's right.
If we're desperate. I don't even think they're that good.
We also have the picture of the, picture from Target.
Look, I cannot take that down. Someone else will have to do it.
Wait, what? Taking what down?
The picture from Target.
No, leave it there.
I feel like it needs to stay there.
That's
it absolutely
the cover
does. Yeah. Absolutely.
For that channel.
That was like one of the most important announcements that we had on stream ever.
Right.
This just in.
All right, well, we'll use those, and I think Tasha had a question. Tasha had a couple of questions around that time, too, so.
Yeah. Look, worst case scenario, I'll just grill you guys about your Sunday characters as a DM.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you rip off your own tail and use it to beat all your enemies. Absolutely.
A good idea, Danny. So good. So good. This is really like brain power workshopping.
All right. So I guess we can go through the questions that we have. If anyone in chat has any questions, please put them in there. We'll be keeping an eye on them and covering them as they come. Hey, Horsey Toad, welcome. Welcome. If you have any questions for any of us, for our characters, or for myself and Victoria's DMs, put it in there, since I'm guessing we'll be swimming for questions this week. So, one, let's see, that was asked in Discord. General question. Is it a requirement to wear glasses to appear on Squawks? Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Tay. Welcome.
Hey.
If you have any questions for any of us, please put them in chat. For our characters or as DMs.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Mm-hmm. A question that Varoth asked in Discord. Did I lose it? Oh, yeah. What is your favorite accent that someone else on Madbird stream does? On any of the Madbird streams does? Victoria?
I think it has to be Ileana for me. One,
Same.
Because it's so good. Two, there's rarely a word that trips her up, but when she does get tripped up, it's adorable. Three, Ileana throws off Lennox's accent so often. And four, it was the funniest thing when Peppino would pretend to be Ileana with her accent. So, just, it has its, everybody has there's a lot of great accents on this channel, but that one has just sort of taken on its own, characteristic.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm doing it, I do, especially if me and Ileana and Lennox are talking, together, I'm like, oh, I'm going a little, I'm definitely, lilting a little more towards Lennox than I am. Yeah. So, it just happens that way. And Tasha, what was yours?
No, same. I was, totally same.
Oh.
And then probably who's Kazeel, probably. I like all the Irish, Scottish, anything like that.
You didn't like it when Rhea made you speak with a southern accent because you couldn't help yourself? She was slowly converting the entire group to having a southern accent.
That may have been Tasha coming out.
Yeah.
And it was canon now for her character.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, yes, but,
Oh, Lord.
Wait, who's yours, Steph?
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. I was like,
just
you can't
responding to
skip.
something else.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
I I think uh I think my favorite would probably be Silvera from Monday Nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Melissa does a very nice kind of Southern belle.
Mm-hmm.
And she keeps it up. She keeps it going even when she's drunk. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Because that's definitely not her voice, that's definitely not her accent at all,
No.
usually.
No.
So that, and also I'm kind of digging Melissa's Evangeline
Oh,
act,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
her whole like pirate
Cockney
yeah,
sort of.
it's really interesting. I like it. And it sounds exactly like if I'm watching a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like a female Jack Sparrow. Except a
I
little
need her to
less
have like some clangy things so I can really get
yeah,
in that.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Tay. All right, and then we also had another very important question from Discord.
Uh-oh.
Dear Nova, which guest would you eat first? Which would you eat last? Nova, we're waiting to hear from you.
Bated breath.
She's not going to eat. She doesn't like eating guests, but she will take dubia roaches and hornworms with a side of acorn squash, turnip greens, snap peas, strawberries, and blueberries.
Sounds delicious. I would take that as a lunch. Absolutely.
She likes bok choy too, right?
Not as much.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, she's like, I'll eat it if I have to.
That's so last year, Victoria.
I'm sorry. I love bok choy. Do you know how hard it is to find baby bok choy in a pandemic? I'm so upset.
Oh, we still have a couple left, but I just can't buy them because she doesn't really don't eat them.
What a poop.
She's a little sassy, a little stuck up, but whatever. But yeah.
A little stuck up because she's picky about bok choy.
She's yes. She also doesn't like mustard greens as much anymore, but she'll eat them. Yeah. But acorn squash was a first this year, and she loves it.
Well, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Moving on to let's see here. Well, I guess we'll go to the chat questions. We don't have any more in Discord. But Horsey Toad asked, are Ileana and Linux on the verge of a showmance? In Ileana's mind, sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Ileana's definitely attracted to Linux, in a few ways. She would definitely go to bed with him for sure.
Wait, it's the abs, isn't it?
Sure, yeah. It's the abs. It's that, the red skin, the horns. Yeah.
He's a bad boy.
So double.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah. It's basically what she's been taught is evil. Now she's attracted to. So.
Can I ask a sub question?
Sure.
Is it just like a physical thing, or do you think she could actually see herself in a relationship with him, knowing his personality at this point?
I think knowing his personality up to this point, I think that it's definitely getting to possibly be more than just physical. Because he is like, other than Elzaris, of course, but out of the boys is the one that she's kind of sided towards. So
very nice.
She thinks that he's he seems like a good fella, if not and yeah. So There you go.
Mm-hmm. Don't let Derek hear you say that.
There you go. Oh gosh. Derek's super nice, but then also, uh, but he has rubbed off on Ileana with conspiracy theories.
He
So
has. He has.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's nothing that I imagined for her character, but here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are. Making up your own conspiracy theories without him even being there.
Without him even being around.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
All
poor
right.
Steph. I call you out every time.
It's
in
all
chat.
right. It's perfectly fine. I completely understand.
Oh, man. I just delight in it.
You call me off on the conspiracy theories and on instigation. Yeah. I'm not going to lie and saying that's probably something that kind of rubs off for myself, but we'll just keep moving on that topic.
Say every PC has to have a little bit of yourself in it, right? A little bit.
That's true. It's true. Also, Horsey Toad asked, what did everyone think of Kim's lesson to her party this last Saturday? Did anyone watch Court of Thorns?
I was sick, and so I think I tuned in, but brain fog.
Yeah, I had board games that night, but I have heard what happened. It was a shocker, for sure. And if I were a PC in that campaign, I would be thinking twice about, life, I guess would be the best way to put it. Try not to spoil it for Tasha.
Thanks. I'm slowly trying to catch up.
Yeah. I tuned in, and I'm seeing what you mean about Tasha about this whole question building and then talking at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tuned in, and it was definitely it was definitely interesting, and it was she was definitely trying to get some emotion out of them, trying to get responses out of them, which is, and it was fun to watch, and they seem to be both, disturbed by it, but also enjoying themselves, which is what's important.
Yeah.
And yeah, they, but the same as Victoria said, like, if I was a player in that campaign, I would definitely be like rethinking my my actions going from here forward, because they've done some there's been some weird decisions so far, and maybe the lesson will be learned, but knowing a D&D group of, I think it's 7, 6, there will definitely be people who will not learn their lesson. So go with it as you will. A question from Discord. Thoughts about shipping other characters. Is it fun or bad or out of bounds, or does it depend? Tasha?
I really think it depends. So personally, that would have to be a conversation out of game. Like, hey, are we cool about like doing this? Because I know it's been like joked about Elzaris and Derek Jefferson, like hugging up or whatever.
You guys keep sneaking off together.
Yeah, stop disappearing.
I mean, and that's totally fine. I love it, and I want to just play it off like that. But nothing, like, at least for me, because we haven't had that conversation, but like, you just found a friend to hang out with more so than the other members of the group, I guess. And we've already been kidnapped. We've already, she's the first person that like died and then came back, and I don't know. I think she's just kind of like, it's kind of more of a best friend type situation. So, but I don't know. I think you'd have to have a talk out of game, and if y'all are both okay, then yes. But me personally, I think it would just be hard to. I would rather it be a PC and an NPC than a PC and another PC. I don't know. It all depends.
Yeah.
How do you feel about shipping like other characters in like in campaigns you're watching?
I mean, as a viewer, sure, why not? Like, yeah, I mean, Critical Role did the same thing, and they seemed to, have it under control. Everything was great, and it worked out for them. But they also have a very open line of communication, and I think that's the only reason why it worked the way it did.
Yeah.
So I'd be totally down for like if it would happen in our group. Yeah, sure, but I don't know. I think I'm good with just the excellent Tassos because Tassos really isn't there, and I'm just playing against an NPC, and it's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Victoria?
I think it also depends. I think when you're just teasing people, as long as you know the people that are, like we know we can tease Tasha and Steven about it, but we're teasing you as friends in like a meta sort of way.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably okay as long as the people are going to appreciate that jest. But I think just having a side conversation off stream, if it looks like it's actually going to be anything, it's going to come to something that's a little bit more serious. I actually don't have a problem doing it with other PCs. That's fine for me. But maybe that's me also as a DM knowing that I have to do it as an NPC for a player if that's what it comes to. So that probably is where that comfort level comes from. So
yeah.
And then I think doing it to other streams that I'm watching, I mean, like, it's all in good fun, right? As long as the people don't express any discomfort, then
yeah,
it's good times.
Yeah, I would say the same. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to add that you two haven't already said. I think I guess I have been in the position of like sometimes like chat will be like really like just consistently like almost spam shipping, and that can be a little uncomfortable, especially if your character isn't ready to go there or that's not in their thoughts. Like I've been in situations like that where it's just like, and God bless chat for like, wanting it, like just like teasing or feeling comfortable enough to like express that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it kind of, at least for me, it sometimes if it gets that way, like everyone's like, just like a few people, but like if you have a lot of people and they keep doing it, sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable. But it never got to the point where I was like, aggravated by it, Right. And if it ever got to that point, I would have like said something in chat or whatever. But yeah, I think as long as you're like respectful and just kind of like teasing and, especially if you, and as Vic, you were saying, if you know the players, like, it's not too much of an issue, but as long as you're respectful and considerate, then
hashtag consent.
Yes, exactly. All right. I think this was this is a question from chat. Most unexpected moment that threw you off, I guess, with any of your characters.
I think I've got one.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to admit it because I was not caught up on everything that happened in Stormfall. I was thrown off when Nobella double-crossed us.
Yes. That bitch. Sam here.
Yeah. As a player, yes. If the question was, as a DM, when have you been most surprised? I would say every Sunday. Every Sunday.
I could see that.
I
can see that.
Every Sunday. But as a player, the Nobella storyline.
Tasha?
I would have to, agree with that with Stormfall, and oh my god, what was her name? Brexy? I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, it's Brixie. Brixie?
Brixie.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she died,
Yeah.
that I was like, what? That was hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
Personally, the whole like Rhea thing came out of the blue, but I know I've talked about that before. I don't know. There's been some exciting things, but nothing that would have thrown me off with Baxel. Elzaris. The Vision thing was so cool. I know I've said that before too. But we're still, I think, in my mind, it hasn't been that long in game, so we're still playing things out. But yeah, so far I have a blue orb and I look a little bit older, but not that much older, right? And I have a scar. I'm excited about that scar.
Wait, what character is this?
Elzaris.
Oh.
When she saw the vision in the temple.
You look older now?
No.
Okay.
The vision, it was like a vision of like a day or something.
Okay, got you.
Like,
okay.
A couple months in the future, or nothing like 10 years off. I didn't look that old.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not repeating it. You can go back and rewatch the episode.
I thought about this the other day. I was like, I need to go back and watch Obsidian Scar episodes because there were sometimes I just was not taking notes because I knew Peppino or Linux were, and now Peppino's gone.
Yep.
So now I'm like, I need to go back and find out some information.
To that, I will say to that point, just so you guys know, when you went to go see the gnomes recently and Peppino was dead, Emilio and I had a side chat going about all the stuff that you guys were screwing up because he remembered it and I remembered it, and I'm like, Lennox I'm like, what are they doing? This isn't at all what you talked about.
Yep. I
and he's like, I know. If Peppino was here, we'd be under control.
I noticed Emilio's face and I noticed your face when all that was going down. I was like, we're getting something wrong, but I don't know what it is.
Yep.
So
it's fine. It is what it is.
Go along with the flow.
Okay. So for the record, my hair was long and tied back with a scar I don't have, and my face looked road weary. So time has passed, but how much time we don't know.
We don't know because you're a half elf.
Because I'm a half elf and I don't age ever. So I don't look that much older.
No.
But I have tried to start taking better notes.
Oh, well, good.
So
good for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone's got to be responsible.
After Peppino died, I was like, well, someone has to do this. So rolling up my sleeves, the player, and getting it done. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened with the overlay in Twitch.
Oh no. Okay, I fix. Thanks.
It just nice.
I guess for me, I think with Kyr's Lament, when I was watching and when I started figuring out that Nobella was Ormia, that was the biggest, because and I think I might have covered this before in one of these. I feel like I have, but I knew that Sam had talked about bringing Ormia back, and on Kyr's, since Ormia had died on Stormfall, and had talked about oh well, it's an all evil campaign to be perfect. But then the chats kind of died off. I didn't hear her talking about it to Dan after our Friday night sessions anymore. So I was like, okay, it must have just it just didn't work out. And then she came on Kyr's and she wasn't named Ormia, she was named Nobella. And I was like, oh. And I always miss the first hour of Kyr's Lament usually, and I go back and watch it. So I missed some parts of her of some of the backstory that she would give that would have given me some heavy clues as to who she was. But then it was something towards the not too long before the first crossover, that I was watching Kyr's and I was like, oh, that's Ormia. And so I started going back and watching all all of the parts that I had missed and picked up like 4 different clues, and I was like, oh no. And the crossover is coming up. Oh my God. No.
I remember you in chat, like,
I died. I died. So that'd be my Cures one. Stormfall, probably, gosh. I mean, there's been a few, but probably Brixie's. I'll go with you, Tasha. Brixie's death was really just like, that was a hard episode, and that was very surprising and very unexpected. And yeah. Yeah. Well, that and tied with the other like harsh death that we had, which was Ormia, with that whole kind of like Malos was pretty much another player character was pretty much the one that killed her. So the how that all went down was really surprising too. Yeah. Other the Forsaken. Yeah, it's with the Forsaken. There's no specific moment. It's just there have been several times that they've either not asked people what I think that they were going to ask them, like having opportunities to ask someone questions and not asking them anything, or not asking them anything that they should be asking them. And then other times of like reaching out to people who they really shouldn't be reaching out to, or trying to build like have a have a relationship with, not like a relationship in like a sexual sense, but like in like building a relationship with someone. Something's happening right now that I'm just like, are you sure you want to be reaching out to this person? Okay, sure. Like, that's not a good idea. Okay. And I can say that because the person involved is not in the chat. So, yeah, but they're wanting to reach out to someone through a sending stone, and okay, all right.
You do you, baby.
Obsidian Scar, I would say it was either Peppino's death or, honestly, like the whole Linux romance novel thing. Like that really surprised me, and I was not prepared to respond to that last Sunday. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, that.
Not that you're about to walk into Derek Bartson's production of.
That was surprising too. That whole episode was just a roller coaster, honestly.
But it was a shopping episode. It's not supposed to be a
Linux thinking about selling Bandit and like leaving him there in a cage. Well, I mean, he said that he wasn't, but you don't know Linux. What?
Well, okay, so I did watch it.
Yeah.
But again, whatever.
It's okay.
So I remember he was talking about like how much he cost, and like just to get an idea if these people were legit or just trying to like buy them for cheap and like turn around and go do something else. But I didn't realize he actually sold Bandit.
Oh, he hasn't sold him yet. Yeah. But he was talking to someone about selling Bandit or leaving Bandit there. And Ileana's not having it.
After all we did,
Ileana's like, I'm not going to leave him in a cage, and he was like, well, they have a nice enclosure that has enough room. And I'm like, no, there's not going to be enough room. Like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, and then Jules came in with a hitter of like, would anyone be a better dad than you? And Ileana was like, no.
And then he did. Oh, and then he cast Speak with Animals on him.
Oh yeah, Jules. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be for that. Man, Court of Thorns. It's like every episode I watch, something surprises me. So, there's that.
Yeah.
I think there's some more in Discord too. There's 2 more.
There are, yes. I've been picking them up as I can. If one of your characters gained a familiar, what would it be?
Oh. Well, my character has a familiar. Oh, I mean, you guys don't know that yet. But, like, in character, you don't know that it's a familiar. But,
Okay.
I thought
But
you
yeah.
told us.
I told you in chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said it to the group.
Meta, Tasha.
Mm-mm.
Meta.
It's all been meta. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. So you guys don't know that Horatio Riker Maximilian III is actually a familiar.
Okay.
Wait, so what? So I might have. So what is that? What is?
Oh,
Horatio?
Horatio is a stoat. So he's the cutest of the weasel family, like the smallest.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the wee little ones, but they're like, you know, if you pound for pound, if you made them, like, size them up, they'd be the most dangerous mammal on Earth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The things you learn on PBS, guys.
I imagine so.
Yeah. They're so cute, though.
Tasha?
Man, I don't know. I love wolves, so that'd be cool.
Your
and
wolf would have would. Are you talking about Thaxel? Like would have a wolf as a wolf?
No.
Okay.
It's like in general. No. Sorry, let me back up. Okay, I'm like, I would love to have a wolf
Favorite
familiar.
amongst its own kind.
I mean, man, Thaxel, what with Thaxel?
How about a wolf for Elzaris?
I would, yeah, totally. Or an owl because of Peppino.
No.
Actually, no, she would do like a raven or something like that. Yeah, she would probably do a raven. That would be a little more fitting for her. And then Thaxel, ugh. God, I don't know. I'll think on it. Vic?
Oh, she already said her.
Well, she already...
I already have one. But I will tell you, when I told Dan I really want Find Familiar, because it's not a spell that bards normally know, I told him, I promise I won't be a basic bitch and get an owl or a, what was the other one? An owl or a cat. And he's like, okay. Sold him. He's like, okay, fine, you can have the spell. And I'm like, yes. So
There you go.
That's how I sold it.
All right. Shots fired.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
To Aga and Peppino with your basic fucking owls.
Like a bitch.
Huh. Wow. I don't know if I've ever thought about having a familiar for any of my characters.
I want a dragon.
I really have no idea what Caitlin would want as a familiar. I don't know. Ileana. I mean, probably something like freaking like exotic and weird, like you know, like a big cat or a hydra. I don't know. Like,
as your DM, I don't know if those are on the list.
Oh, I want a blood hawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Like, I've never even played a character that's had a familiar, so I don't even know. I don't even know what's even possible with familiars. I know one of my characters in The Forsaken has a wolf, but other than that, all of my windows just kind of like disappeared. Where did they go? Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure Ileana would go as exotic as as a familiar list would allow her to.
Like a pseudo dragon.
Probably. Yeah.
Or an imp. She's getting an imp.
Linnick would like that. Linnick would like would you know, so I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
I can't, nothing feels right for Thaxel unless it's like a giant scorpion.
You could have a regular size. I was like, you could have a regular size. We're not talking companions, we're talking familiars.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
She wants a giant scorpion now.
Oh man, you little snowflake.
Yeah, Is there a list? Is there a
There is
list?
a list. Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking at. Like, well, she could probably choose a badger or a bear, or
Oh, here it is. Wait.
I would do a black bear probably, but
A black
Oh, a
bear.
bear would
That's
be
not
cool.
familiar. Hold on.
Oh,
it's underneath the familiar list.
I would totally. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. You have a whole list here. A flying monkey?
Wait, what are you?
Hold on.
D&D 5th edition familiars.
Yeah.
What is the source though?
GM binder?
Oh, that's gonna have. I don't know if that's gonna have.
Okay.
Yeah, Kaylin would probably go with like something basic like an owl. Like I just know it. She has more things to worry about than a freaking familiar. Thanks. Anything like a sprite or anything, she'd feel like it was like in slavery.
You can have a bat, a cat, a crab, a frog, a hawk, a lizard, an octopus, an owl, a poisonous snake, a fish, a rat, a raven, a seahorse, a spider, or a weasel. And I think there's like find a fancy familiar for like special classes that let you have like a pseudo dragon and things like that, but or an imp. But
so raven for Elzaris.
Okay.
Obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't. Or otherwise I would do seahorse, but that's.
But you can
raven
switch them.
Seahorse.
Yeah. You can. Yeah. You just cast a spell and switch.
Right. And then poisonous snake for Thaxel, because venom. Done.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. That sounds.
2 votes for owl, 1 vote
sounds
for
great.
Owls are basic bitches.
Dude, owls are.
And cats. I mean, I love cats, but come on.
Yeah. All right. So, which Madbird player who does not DM do you think would make a good DM? Interesting question.
Well,
you can answer as you think of one.
Emilio.
Oh, I love you, Emilio. I don't think so.
Really? You've known him longer than I have, so.
I think he loves to play upon what's. Yeah.
Okay, I'll trust you. You've known him longer.
Yeah. I don't think he would enjoy being a DM. He could probably be a good DM, but I don't think he would enjoy it, and therefore wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah.
Sorry to shoot down your answer. Try again.
Well, that was it.
No. I mean, I could cheat and say Bobby, since he is my DM, but not on Madbird.
I already knew that, though, so that's why I didn't say Bobby.
And I could cheat and say Andrew, but he's about to be a DM.
Yeah.
And he's DM'd before, too. What about you, Tasha? Did you have one? Did you say one?
I mean, all of mine are getting shot down, so I give up.
I think everyone has the opportunity to be a good DM, right?
I mean,
I think so too. Like, there are definitely like people on Friday night that I think would do a really good job.
You can see Deontay maybe doing.
Especially if it was like cyberpunk, he'd be like so good at that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Excellent.
I could actually see Steven doing it. I know not from, what he necessarily portrays on Sunday nights, but
that'd be interesting.
Just knowing him, I think he'd be a good DM.
Yeah. Just like passed out. This is how she sleeps.
Aww. With her little legs stacked. Aww. Nova, baby.
No.
So cute.
Let's see here. How is we have some on Discord. How is Thaxel handling the transition from the group at the present? What's her opinions of each of the party members?
Because I think I saw that. Okay. How was she handling the transition of the group? how is she handling it? I think she's had too much change and she doesn't know how to handle it. And Aga was or Rhea was the constant. And then that changed. And so now the constant was Aga. And now he's left temporarily, she knows, but she still feels that he's probably not going to come back, you know, because the way things have been happening since day one. I think she's going to continue to have a harder time trusting if they're just going to leave, you know? So I think the adjustment is a little more, I don't know. I don't know. She's not liking the direction it's going, but she can't really do much about it. And she's still also kind of trying to figure out some other stuff and needed a break from like her revenge path for a little bit. And like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know. So I don't know. I just kind of, however she's feeling that night is how she's feeling currently. But like deep down, she's having a hard time with so much change happening. As far as like opinions, let's see, opinions. Deontay, she thinks, is pretty badass because she saw him fight with Aga in the pit. And like, okay, yeah, I definitely want him to, she wants all the party members on her side, of course, always, because they're really good fighting machines. And she loves a good fight, especially if it's something that she can, you know, kill and that it's been on her list for a while, you know. So she likes Deontay's like talents, kind of like he's like a hitman almost, I think, is how I kind of view it. So with Emmy, I know they've been like healthy outs. Are they friends? Are they not friends? Are they cool today? Are they not cool? That has been an interesting progression. So she doesn't, I don't know. I think in her head, she's like, I want her to stick around. She's going to, even though no one trusts her, which they shouldn't be trusting Thaxel because she's an evil character, but she's going to keep her word. But if they're not going to ever go on Emmy's mission again, then she doesn't have to keep it. And she's like, okay, cool, on to the next thing. So her opinion right now is that she knows Emmy's a little lost, trying to figure out how to be in this world. And I guess she's just learning all the wrong things from the wrong people, and it's molding her into this person that she's having a hard time with. But she also knows that she's a good ally to have, so she doesn't want to lose her. Maeve can get her high, so she really likes her.
You always got to have one friend, right?
Yeah.
Make her feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Maeve intrigues her because she's not somebody you run into every day. So she wants to try to get to know her a little bit more and find out what else she's hiding, like in her bag of skills and bag of tricks. Because, you know, since she is of the Fae, maybe she knows how to kill angels and shit. We're gonna have that conversation later. Who else am I missing? Evie, we're still learning, but she already likes her because she's a slosh.
Firecracker.
Does not take no shit from nobody.
No, she doesn't. And she likes the fact that she's a pirate because she doesn't know about that pirate life, so that's intriguing to her too. So, did I miss anybody?
I think that's the gang.
Yeah. So many feelings right now.
Yeah. Yeah, D20 commented that Emmy was fine. That Thaxel seemed very happy that Emmy was finally gone last time, and got very happy.
She seemed so happy that he was gone. Oh no, that was just her being her. Now, so she the reason why she did that is because I didn't like Thaxel. Yeah, Thaxel took off briefly, and I want, if I remember correctly, it was something was brought up that she just goes on a whim and does things. And Thaxel laughed when Emmy just went on a whim and left, because I'm like, well, I did it and I got dogged on, and you didn't, and you don't want me to dog on you. Like, that's why she laughed. But no,
Sure.
It wasn't that she was gone. She just laughed because she thought it was funny how things played out.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can dog on Thaxel all you want, but if you go and do the same thing, that's how she's looking at it. So no, I just thought it was funny. Not happy. Gosh,
Victoria, how did Maeve feel about the shopping trip to Kirkby's?
Oh, well, if you could not tell from watching the session, she felt great. You know, she's a fae, and I think that in lore, they're very, like, unpredictable, sometimes sexual beings, right? So, lots of fun. But also, she has not really gotten to sow a lot of chaos. We've been go since she joined, but she's very much a sow chaos kind of person, and she's definitely seeing that some of these things can be used to, shake things up, either with themselves or strangers. Not in like a, I will say I asked Dan for a whole bunch of those magical suction cup dildos so she can stick them places they shouldn't be. So
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about it. Plus, they get to hawk their wares, right? I'm really excited about this.
yes.
This pyramid scheme, this Mary Kay of sex toys. We're going to get other people to sell them for us, and then they'll get to sell them for us, and we're just going to reap. I mean, we won't even have to adventure anymore, man. Screw long-term goals.
Absolutely not.
We'll be set for life, driving in our pink nightmares.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Someone asked in chat, in correlation to Danny Phantom's question, which was, what, with other characters or in campaigns that surprised you, has there been anything that your character, that you role play, has done that surprised you, or that happened? I guess in role playing your character, if anything that like you decided to do, like was like, oh, that was kind of unexpected.
I'm trying to find that first.
Oh, okay. So where was the time where a character that you role play surprised you?
I would have answers to this.
Yeah,
I think the one, I mean, there have been a few with Caitlin, honestly.
Yeah.
That kind of like in the moment I was like, this is something that she would do. So here we go. Probably the one that I'm thinking of the most right now is with when she was back in Calborum and they were breaking into the prison, and then one of the if you haven't seen the episode, one of the, like, they were breaking into this prison because they were checking in the basement of this like city jail where they were hoping to find Emersina's brother. And so they were taking like a tour of the prison and they were trying to break off. They talked to a guard, and a guard was like, I don't remember how it happened, but like they offered to help. Like, I think like he bumped into us or we bumped into him and as we were like helping him like pick up his shit off the ground, like he was like, I feel like that you're trying to get to this in this place. Let me show you how to get there. So it was like a secret door, showed us in there. And then when we all got downstairs, like the door shut.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy who runs the prison, who's actually was on the high council of the city, got on this like loudspeaker type system and was like, so it was all a trap. It was a big elaborate trap.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So Kaylin was really like ticked off about the entire thing. And as we got up to the it was a subscription, Maple G, as we got up to out of the basement and found our way out, we tied up a guard to a chair, and for really no reason, like I think that someone had already like taken like no, they didn't take anything, but they tied him up, so we could have just left him. But then Kaylin just killed him outright for no reason, because it was the guard that misled us, but he wasn't the one that like did everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then like stole his money after she killed him. So like that was really surprising to me for Kaylin. And I think surprising to the rest of the party. Do you guys have any answers for any of your characters?
I do. They're kind of not as exciting as that. Rhea was not meant to be quite the character that she was, but it was a whole bunch of small little RP decisions that having such chaotic other characters in the group that it sort of pulled her more from, like she got pulled from neutral over to like lawful pretty quickly to be like a balance. So it was interesting to see like, it's better like right in the beginning too, you know, with Dina and Daxel. They just were, you know, like so far on the other side that she was like, oh man, we gotta rein this group in. So she became more of like the, you know, responsible mom than I think I'd ever intended her to be. And then I know there was a question like as a DM for NPCs, and there are two very specific, very good stories that I have that I cannot say because they're still in play on Sunday night where yeah. So we'll see how it goes, but see, my answers were boring because I can't really reveal a whole lot.
Wow. Juicy.
It'll be good when you get there.
Mine's just as boring, I think, because when I made Thaxel, she was supposed to be a neutral evil, like, you know, but she's very naive, low intelligence because she's been in the, you know, wild, you know, essentially for all of her life. So I made her naive, and then all of a sudden she gets around these other people and she's turning into this chaotic, impulsive bitch. So I don't like, I wasn't expecting that chaoticness. And the funny thing is like half of the stuff Daxel does, it's all on the rolls. It's not, or it's just kind of like what I feel would happen in the moment. I know there was like another, well, I'm kind of surprised she went ahead and kind of essentially proposed to Tassos. Expecting her to do that, but I left it up to chance and it rolled in her favor, I guess. So, because she was going to essentially stab Tassos in the back, like that was an option. But no, she just asked him to marry her instead. So,
you know,
I was worried about that. I was like, is she?
Oh, I thought for sure that was going to happen. Yeah.
I had so many plans. It's like, what's the best way to get back at Rhea is to stab her brother literally in the back. But I was like, ooh, I don't know. Things just played out that night, and I did a roll, and it was like, okay, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Wow.
Married now, which is weird.
Yeah.
She's not the settled down type in my mind. So it's interesting. So that would probably be it. I don't know as far as Elzaris. I think we were playing Truth or Dare. I wasn't expecting her to give up some information, but she did because they were playing Truth or Dare, and she doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. She's civilized, but she doesn't know like the cool games that all the kids got to play growing up. So,
Oh man, good stuff.
but there's still plenty of secrets.
I guess I haven't really had one with, I mean, I think with Ileana, the only thing that really sticks out to me, I think, is the whole romance novel thing. I mean, that wasn't something that I went in at with creating the character that she would be like, but I think it was when we were in, I think it was right after like Derek stopped in one of the bookshops and like even though we weren't there as characters, like through his role play, like, you know, he was asking about, and I was like, it just felt right. It felt so right for Ileana.
It's amazing. That's amazing that his terrible role influenced your character so much.
It felt so right to her. And so I was like, you know, this cloistered girl who, you know, was, you know, of course, like she would be interested in these sort of like trashy romance novels. Absolutely.
So good.
There we are. And the trashier, the better for her, man. Like
I've been loving finding book titles for you. I have a whole pile now. I'm like so excited.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Let's see here. Frank asked an interesting one. What is the first word that comes into your head when your DM says ... make a wisdom saving throw?
Expletive, right?
Yeah. It depends.
Huh?
Paxil is high in wisdom, so she's like, bring it on, bitch.
Nice.
Elzara's, oh fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I always think something, it's always weird stuff that happens to the wisdom saving throws. Like, really weird, like mind crap.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And
like if last night we did like make the wisdom save.
Yeah.
First time, seriously, not worried about it. Second time at disadvantage, okay, I'm
yeah, I don't care how high my character is in wisdom. Someone's fucking with your mind at that point, and you don't know who, right? Like, if you hear it and you kind of know where it's coming from, it's like, okay, you got this. But, like in last night, where it's like you don't actually know where it's coming from, you're like,
I have a thought. I have a thought.
Oh.
But I can't
say. Juicy. You can say after stream, or you can just text me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Text me if really. Okay. So, Kim asked a question for me, Vila, which is the merchant I play on Court of Thorns every once in a while. Not a regular character, but what's her perspective between the two groups? Oh, because she also guested. She's also kind of guesting on the Forsaken right now too. She's a merchant in the floating city that they're currently in. She has a little stall set up that a couple of the characters have visited. So what's her perspective between the two groups and the differences between her interactions? She was definitely more of a smartass with the Court of Thorns group because she knows what's going on with them. Like, she knows who they are, and because she's been watching them. So she's definitely more of a smartass with them. The Forsaken group, given what she is, she kind of knows something, but not everything. So she treats them with a little bit more care. Puts a little bit more smiles on her face. And so there was another part to that. The differences between her interactions, perspectives between the two groups. She hasn't really met that many in the Forsaken. Like, only 2 really stopped by her shop, and I don't think they're going to have another opportunity. But what was her impression of the Court of Thorns group and the contract scenario? So for those unaware, Vila presented the Court of Thorns group with contracts that she would help them before the trials and let them rest there, and that she would give them some advice if they sign contracts that they owe her. And so she has contracts from everyone in that group now, some with more things on it than the others. And she can collect those favors at any time that she pleases. She's glad that it happened. She's definitely okay with the contracts because that's 7 people that owe her. Some of them owe her more than once. So yeah, she's okay with that. What was the inspiration behind Vila? Well, she is a tiefling, and I hadn't played a tiefling yet, so I thought, why the hell not? And then I think the inspiration kind of came when I was creating the character, because I kind of went into character creation. And it's kind of how I create characters is I usually pick out the race. Like, I get like a general idea of what they look like in my head, so I pick out the race and the class, and then things start forming of like how their personality will be and how I want to, like, I guess, build them. And with Vila, I had okayed it with Kim, but her class and the focus of her class is what kind of inspired me to be, which I won't give away because I'm not sure who all was here in chat. That is, but yeah, so that inspired me on how I wanted her to kind of conduct herself. So, and also I just kind of wanted to play a smart ass a bit, so that's exciting. Yep. Someone in the Court of Thorns group. No, it's fine. Go ahead. I'm not listening. Yep. Nope. We're stopping it there. So there was another question. Vic and Steph, as a DM, what scenario that you've played? As a DM, what scenario that you planned with the intent to go a certain way? Were you the most surprised when the characters totally took it in an opposite way? Vic's like every Sunday night.
That's, yeah.
Every Sunday, but there's a very specific one that
Okay.
recently happened that's not a spoiler at all.
Okay.
So when Alec was going to guest, I gave him the option. I'm like, hey, you're guesting. What do you want to do? Do you want to do a dungeon crawl? Do you want to do a heist? He said, I want to do a heist. I'm like, okay, great. So I set up a heist scenario where there are too many enemies for you guys to outright kill. Where there are watches, they're going to be circling the camp. Some of them will be sleeping. Some of them will be awake. Some of them are going to be way too high, level. Like, if they got a chance to actually attack you, you guys would be screwed, right? And it fell apart the moment that the first time in 20 some odd episodes, you guys did not send Guillermo in to scout before you went somewhere. You always send Guillermo. And I was like, they always send Guillermo. I don't have to worry about them not seeing this because they always send Guillermo. He might roll a 1 and only see some things, but yeah, I thought for sure. So somehow you guys turned a heist into like a full-on battle, which is... So I apologize that we didn't actually have like a real initiative that night, but as it was like devolving, I was like, okay, they can still get out of this. We don't need real initiative. But yeah. You guys decided to actually fight. Yeah. Yeah,
that was something. Thank God for Peppino and his like weird dance thing that like kept like half of them
asses. We were oh man.
Yeah.
More than the Wraiths, more than the Ropers, even more than the freaking Arcanoloth. That was the night where I was like, I'm gonna TPK.
There were so many of them.
Yeah.
There were so many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in total, if they had all made it out there was like something over 40 of them. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why we're bringing Peppino back. God damn it.
Fuck this Jules character in Beans.
I don't like him. He's too much of a Chad, and I miss Peppino now.
You didn't know what you... It's just Emilio trolling you.
It's good. It's all good. This is why I'm keeping his ashes, even though you don't really need them, but I'm keeping them anyway, so.
Yeah, you don't know that yet. Lennox hasn't told you guys, right? That's what he found out.
Did he not? I thought he...
I don't remember. I don't
think that he has.
I don't think he has told you.
No,
Well,
he just
way,
acted goofy the next morning after his sex dream.
That's okay, yeah. So that's why she still kept it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I'm not rolling my eyes at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are so many. There are so many. I mean, I guess the biggest absolute one, I think I've said it before, the biggest, so session 1, we're now in session like 15, 16. Session 1, I had this city, okay, so like everyone was meeting together, like to try and find, like, you know, this woman's brother, Alec, Regina's brother Alec was trying to get them together, like as a group to like find his sister. And he did give them a lead of like, you know, I saw her talking to this group, to the pact over, you know, but they all came from Bairn. So I was like, okay, like Bairn was literally from Alec's house where they were all meeting him. And like he had them over for dinner and had mentioned a couple things about Bairn. Like, and that's where the floating city was. So like I figured, like, because half of them in their backstory, so they came to Osbergen, they came to the continent to find out about the floating cities, and Bairn was a floating city. But yet, and so I thought, okay, well, since it's like literally, like it would have taken them like 15 minutes to walk over to it. They could see Bairn from this guy's house. They would go to Bairn like in like a city and like stock up on supplies, like, you know, stay at an inn, like, you know, feed their bellies before they go on their adventure. No. So like, but so I thought this. So I had all of Bairn planned out. I had like things that would happen in Bairn, people they would meet. I had like 3 like NPCs that they would talk to. All of this stuff planned out. Not extensively, but it was planned because I was like, surely they're going to go to the city. Like, just even for like a half hour, at least get a feel for it, and then head off to where they're going. They were at Alec's house, and they decided to sneak into the packed area that night. Went to the packed area, and I thought, okay, well, they'll take care of this, then they'll go to the city. Well, stupid DM, me, had something happen that kind of led to a city that was farther away called Fairweather. So I thought, okay, well, Bairn's halfway there, or less than halfway there. They'd stop in Bairn, then go to Fairweather. They went straight to Fairweather. So the Undercity of Bairn has not been used yet, and possibly won't be, like, because of things that might happen.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
Session 1, and I was like, well, this is how this is going to go then. That's fine.
Yep.
And really, it's kind of happened ever since, and that's okay.
I'm sure all of us derail our campaigns to some degree, but I feel like Sunday nights and Monday nights, I don't know if it's just because they like blatantly just ignore what's going on, and so there's no hiding the fact that they went the direction they shouldn't have gone, or were not intending to go. I don't know what it is. Those two, it'd be like herding cats if we did a crossover between Sunday night and Monday night.
I can't. Like, it kills me to think about. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, wow. Like, that was something. Yeah, so
whatever. It's meant to happen the way it's been happening.
Yeah.
And we're just all delights.
That's
Yeah.
D&D,
Yeah.
man.
I just have a detailed map that I worked on for the city. It's fine.
Mhm.
It's fine.
It's
I'll just toss that aside.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I have a pile that literally is labeled, hope to God they get back here. It's
And this is partially why I can never DM, because I'm too much of like a perfectionist and like a control. Like, wait, we have to go here because I did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
You can't be precious about it.
Yeah. See, nope. This is why I'll be a player, forever a player, never a DM.
Yeah, and I think it's that like, and Victoria, I've noticed this with Sunday nights too, is that with my Monday nights, I like to put I like to make the world as alive as possible, and so like I put things in there, like your effing unicorns.
Oh my God.
Like I put things in there to kind of like fill out the world and make it seem alive. The problem is I have like at least one character, if not maybe more, that on Monday nights that are like, we need to know more about this.
Yeah. And you're like, no, dude, no, that's scenery. Like if you walk up to it, it's cardboard and it's gonna fall over.
Yeah. We need to find out. We need to like do this now. But we have, and other characters like, but we have this larger quest that we need to find this person. No, I think this is it. We can find out, and they always justify, but we can find out information on what we're looking for ultimately by doing this thing. And it never works out that way. They went to Fairweather, they were like, oh, we can find out information about Regina. No, I mean, they found out some things, but like, Andrew's ears must be on fire right now. And D20 said, we literally spend hours creating content and backup for the backup, and it never fails. Players go someplace random that isn't even anything we've created content for. Glorious.
Shopping trips in large cities.
Oh my gosh. Thankfully, so far, it's always been like things happen towards the end of the episode. So like I don't have to like bullshit as much, and I can have like, but there was, that time when I had a whole city planned out, and then literally for the following session, I had to plan out an entire other city.
Mark your calendar, because we were on episode 27 on Sunday? Yeah. We'll say it's going to be episode 27 for you, when your players decide to go completely off the rails before break, and you are and you are completely scrambling in the middle of break to find side quests and figure out what a fucking plaque on a fucking statue says.
Yeah, that's totally that was totally me. Totally me.
Oh, I know. No, I looked at you and Dan. I saw it in your eyes. You're like, the cats that ate the canary. You're like, I know what I'm about to do, and I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna push that glass right off the counter with eye contact.
Man. Yes, absolutely.
It was so good.
Gonna get washed.
So good.
Let's see. Tasha and Vic, how do you feel about Emmy's baby doll Nathara?
Fuck it.
Oh.
You can guess who that's from.
You know what I will say? Maeve knows what it does, outside of the prophetic, whatever it's doing now. But, so she knows it's going to be useful. If she knew all the crazy shit, like, the exorcism, turning of the head, running around the ceiling, whatever, she might not be a big fan of it, but I'm voting keeping it around.
It creeps me out.
It is creepy. It's creepy AF.
I mean, I'm just a viewer and it creeps me out. Like, I think I put in chat last night, I was like, burn it. Like, when it started, like, running around the room by itself, no, absolutely not.
You're so
absolutely
lucky.
Not.
Maeve almost rolled to sneak it into Caitlin's bag. As a joke.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Because you helped her get. That was one of the things that you helped her get, and I was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I just snuck this in her bag?
That would be great.
But I forgot to do it. The episode was just it was a big episode, so I was like, screw it. I'll just hold on to it. But oh man, that would have been amazeballs.
Oh, I think Caitlin probably would have given it to Rain or something, or. Yeah, she wouldn't have put up with that nonsense. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, Thaxel knows where a volcano is, so she can steal it. Throw it in the volcano.
It
Maybe
really
Tina.
does have a cool thing that it does. You know, it has like some cool mechanics, but
I mean, I get that. As a player, I totally get that. But also as a
Thesaurus sounds
player,
familiar.
dolls creep
Kim.
me out. Like I don't
Yeah.
no. Daxel just thinks it's weird. And oh, I'm sorry.
I wonder if it has the creepy like because I feel like it would have to because it has like talked before, right?
Has talked before.
I think so.
I mean,
Or maybe it was.
Or is it just to her mind?
Yeah, I was gonna say it might have been.
Give us says.
Says-
Says the one. Yes, it has. It's talked. Okay.
yeah.
Like I wonder if it's like one of those like the baby dolls that have like the moving like mouths.
Oh, right. And
Or
like the
or if it's
eyelashes.
like a ventriloquist dummy that has like the lines and just the
Ooh.
jaw that moves up and down. That would
Yeah.
freak. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it breaks me out. And for the record, Nova isn't creepy. She is an angel, and gives. I mean, do you see this? She
No.
literally snuggles up against you and then gives you a side eye when you
Aw.
keep turning the chair.
Aw.
I'm sorry. I'm so
You know the
sorry.
creepiest thing about this doll is it's a baby uh-oh. I don't really like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Baby uh-ohs? The ones that you would like give
that's
it
the ones that
water
would-
and
Ew.
yeah.
Maybe-
Yeah,
oh,
no, that wasn't.
yes!
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What were they thinking back in the 90s when they did that?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I mean, I was never a baby doll person myself, even though my mom tried every year and bought me a baby doll for Christmas as I was growing up. No, absolutely not. Kim had one more question. Vic and Steph, with your experience as a DM, what can you tell us about the experience of what it means to be a DM for you?
That is deep.
Deep question.
If you've got an answer, Steph, you can go first.
I guess for me, I guess it's in creating a story in a world that the players enjoy to explore. I mean, I guess it's just presenting them with an experience that they enjoy playing in. Like I think like Monday night, it was we had a lot of things happen on Monday on the Forsaken, and a lot of things to come. But at the end of Monday night's session, like some of the players were like, "Oh my gosh!" Like they were. You could like I love it at the end of the session when you can tell that they're excited about what's happening. And you know they're just like, or they're kind of like, you know, you give them a cliffhanger and they're like, no, like no, we want to keep going. Like to me that's the best part. Like I'm just like, okay, like they're enjoying themselves. Because sometimes, and I think D20's talked about this before, Kim has, or something, like sometimes it's hard to kind of gauge that, to gauge like during the game if they're enjoying themselves. And you know, either because they're in player or just because something is happening that they're just trying to think about. And but then like when it gets to that point where they're like excited to keep going, or they're excited about what's happening and they don't want it to end, then I'm just like, okay, I've done my job.
Right.
I'm okay. Like,
Ooh, I think for me, I very much love the back end of it, you know, the creativity, the creating the world, all of that stuff, but none of that actually matters, I guess, to Steph's point, as long as in the end my players are having fun. Like I'm a people pleaser and I like entertaining people, and you know, I cannot tell you how much joy it gives me watching the joy and the horror on all of your faces on Sunday. You know what I mean? It just like, you know, if there wasn't a reaction, then I'd be like, oh, are we even having any fun? You know, but just getting that reaction out of you guys and knowing that, you know, you want to come back the next week is like the best part. You know.
I mean, if I have to, it's,
I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, I want to
Don't
come back
have to,
next week.
you're right.
Ileana needs, she needs more smut in her life. So,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, Elzaris would appreciate some smut, so she would, learn more.
Hey, we're
She's-
seeing some smut.
Yeah,
We're seeing,
Yeah.
we're
I
seeing
know.
this play. How happy were you that Ileana included you in on this, Tasha?
I was like, I was like, I'm gonna go see a smut movie with Ileana. And is she still sloshed at this point?
Well,
Or is
Oh,
it
absolutely.
Yeah. She had 2 of those novelty-sized glasses of wine. Yeah.
I was when I watched it, I was like, yes, because I can imagine the bottle and then the cup oh my God, I was so happy. It's like, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, we're going to see a smut play together.
I'm going to learn so much.
So
Could be great.
excited.
I mean,
very
Elzaris
excited.
is going to learn so much, not me, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Steven sent bits and pieces of the premise and good stuff.
Perfect.
I cannot believe that that's happening.
It's wonderful.
I know. I'm so glad he said yes, because when you walked by the theater and Ileana was like, "What's playing at the theater?" I'm like, "I'll get right back with you. Steven, can I put one of your plays in at the theater?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay."
That's a beautiful idea. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So good.
Yeah,
So good.
I was really hoping there was going to be something smutty.
Yeah.
I was really hoping.
Yeah.
I was like, it was a shot in the dark, but you know what Ileana likes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Had it not had Steven said, "No, I don't think I want Derek's past coming up right now," I probably would have just pulled one of the book titles that I had sitting for you and just used one of those. So we probably would have gotten smut either way.
Great.
But yeah,
that's perfect.
But I'm so glad it worked out this way.
Oh, what a roller coaster night.
Oh,
All right, so Kim has one more question, which should be our final question.
Okay.
Unless anyone else has anything to pop up, but I've already put the warning in chat a few times, so nothing else has came up there. Okay, so if you could have, this is for all of us, if you could have a new person join your group, would you prefer someone who is of noble standing that could help you in your adventures if you garner their friendship, a scoundrel that's out to get you from the jump and honest about it, or a person who is totally moldable to your needs / servant-like or some sort? And let me post this, since it's I'll post this in the Zoom here, so that way you can read over it. Oh, that would be fun.
I've got a good response for this.
Oh, do tell.
So I'll start with Elzaris. She would not want noble standing because of her past. I can't say any more about it because it's spoilery. She would be okay with a scoundrel because she's a rogue. Come on. But would also appreciate someone she could mold as a servant because she misses that. This people being servants or whatever. That wouldn't really work as a PC. That would be more of an NPC. So if it was PC based, definitely a scoundrel. Thaxel doesn't care about nobles, I don't think. So probably not. I would probably for her say the person who is moldable, I guess, to a point. She could also handle the scoundrel, but that could also cause a fight. So probably the latter one for Thaxel to be on the safe side.
I would say for Maeve, I think if the noble is hard because it's not like she wouldn't get along with a noble, but I think I've been very open with Maeve. She is anti-establishment, right? So anti-government, anti-nobility, the church. So if it was a noble who was like very like attached to what their life was, it's not like that they would have any conflicts, but you know, it wouldn't necessarily ingratiate themselves with her. But you know, scoundrels or people that sort of fill not necessarily a servant, but people who sort of like are open to new experiences. Oh gosh, that sounded really dirty. That you know, that might be a good fit in the Cures world.
Yes. I would say Caitlin would definitely probably go with the noble because she would not want someone to mold to her needs. A servant. She doesn't even. She the only reason she has servants at her estate is because she wants to buy their freedom once the year is done. Scoundrel, she does not like anyone that she can't trust with like everything. So definitely a noble for Kaylin. Ileana. You know, I think Ileana could handle a scoundrel that's out to get you, but honest about it. I think that she could handle that. I don't think she would care about a servant or someone that's she'd be like, I don't need that. I'm fine by myself, thank you. But yeah, but she could handle a scoundrel for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got enough princesses on her hands between Derek and Elzaris, so.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I thought about asking, how does Thaxel feel about seeing Nobella?
Oh my god. Well, she wants to attack so bad. It's like an eternal conflict right now.
Yeah.
But she's playing this smart, probably for the first time in a long time. So I don't think she was expecting to see her as soon as they did.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's been here this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, no wonder they couldn't find her, or they weren't really like actively looking anyways, but like it was, I don't know, a lot of thoughts and feelings. But at the end of last night, she took her claws and dug him into Marcon, like, I want to attack, I know I can't.
It's funny, the picture Dan showed was like the picture that he would show for Ormia. That was her profile pic.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember her name.
Yeah.
I just remember the picture.
Yeah.
I
tell you, I would pay money. I know D20's not about it, but I would pay money for her to be Dark Kaylin and gauge her reaction.
Yeah.
I would pay money.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean,
I just want to see it.
Man, yeah, we might lose Emmy if she does that, but
I know.
I was like, yeah, I know it would not happen, but like in a dream state, I want to see that happen.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, her meeting Thaxel again, or
D20, don't tease me like that. Don't tease me.
Spoilers.
It's enough of that.
Wants that cloak back just to get back at Rhea.
Yeah.
It's now just a
She has my fucking cloak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just need that. That's why she has my cloak.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see all that go down. As unfortunately, I missed like the first hour of the episode usually, so I'm gonna have to like watch the VOD next week because it's all gonna happen the first hour probably. So,
I mean, you never know. It could be.
It could.
Half later, we're still.
It could drag on. Yeah.
It could. There's a possibility.
There's a possibility.
I mean,
is there anything else that we have to cover? Are we good?
Gosh, I think we're good.
We answered it. We actually got more questions than I was expecting. So thank you so much, chat, for providing questions. Half Donut, welcome. I'm sorry you're getting here just at the end, I think.
Yeah.
Nobody said hi.
Yeah.
So to give our schedule, you're watching Mad Bird Squawks, which is usually on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We're kind of like our D&D therapy, as it were. Characters, players from our different campaigns here on the channel come stop by and answer some questions about their character or about DMing. Yeah, so check us here. Thursday nights we don't have anything. Friday nights we have Stormfall at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Well, hopefully that happens this week. Our DM is having some major computer trouble right now, so it might be on hold at least this week. So yes, thank you for the donate. If you have any funds at all, please donate to Dan's computer fund. And we might have something here in the next couple of weeks come up that might kind of help with that as well. So stay tuned for that. So hopefully Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern time, you have Stormfall, our after-school drama club campaign that is like your PG-13 drama. Saturday nights actually Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time. First time this Saturday is going to be wow, the truth hurts of Skullsart. Yes, thank you, Rob. This Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time is Tower of Dreams. It's our first episode, DM by Andrew, who is on the Monday campaign, The Forsaken. Yeah, it's his first DMing experience with Madbird Streams and also our episode 1. So I'm super excited for it. I'll be there, as well as a few other recognizable people from the stream. Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time is Court of Thorns, DM by Kim D20 TV, who's in chat. That is our kind of like fuck with your mind campaign. Yeah, just tune in. It gets wild every Saturday night. Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Kim is doing a lore and world stream for an upcoming campaign that will start at the end of this month called Equilibrium. Yeah, so for the next couple of weeks, she will be talking about the lore of the world. It takes place in Wildmount, the only campaign here on Madbird Stream so far that doesn't take place in Astra Lennar, which is kind of like our world that all the other campaigns take place in. So that's gonna be super interesting, and I'm excited for that. Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time is Obsidian Scar, DM by Victoria here, and you can also see me and Tasha in that as well. That is our proper naughty campaign where we have half-naked tieflings, smut books, conspiracy theories. It's great. It's great.
It's all things.
Yes, Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time, I DM The Forsaken, which is our Quest Hoarders campaign. You get all the quests. They're actually finishing, or should be finishing, kind of finishing one of their first, main quests. So who knows what's to go from here. I'm sure that they'll find plenty of side quests to fill the void. Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time is Curious Lament, which is our all evil campaign. Yeah, you can see Victoria on that, Tasha on that. That's DM by Dan. Hopefully that will be taking place on Tuesday. Again, we're dealing with the computer problems, but cross your fingers. Hope to die, stick a needle in your eye. I don't know. Yeah, and then we're back to Wednesday. So there you go. That's the schedule. All kinds of D&D, 5e all the time. And soon, maybe other things. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, chat. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. We're good. Okay, let me